already know what time it is. It's your boy DJ Richie Skye back with some tea, interviews, recaps, and more. And be sure to check the links in the description of this video for trips, for books, one-on-one sessions, and more. Now let's get into the tea. Strumming my pain with his fingers. Killing me softly with his song. Yo, shout out to Ashley Darby singing the Roberta Flack on Good Day DC this week. Did y'all happen to see it? We didn't get a chance to talk about it, but I mean, Ashley had the whole band on stage with her. I mean, it was giving concert. Okay, it was giving concert. She looked beautiful, didn't she? She just looked radiant, just gorgeous, singing her heart out on the stage. Shout out to Ashley. Listen, I mean, I don't have the courage to do it on Good Day DC, but I'll do it right here. Killing me softly with his song, killing me softly. Skye Squad, we are back in the building, and we got a couple of things to talk about. I mean, real quick, we're gonna make it nice and quick. Speaking of singing the songs, the love songs, say you love me, then put it in a love song. Whatever happened to that video? Does anybody know? Speaking of which, speaking of music videos, Drew's got a new video coming out. I think it's for the single Delulu, which I said should be a single. Give myself props. Okay, she is gonna be in the video. I think is going to be a bit of a diss towards somebody unexpected. Who do you think it's going to be? Now, remember when Dennis had posted that newspaper article, like type of like cartoon clip, and it seemed like it was like Ralph on the cover of that magazine, that newspaper, and him and Ralph had the little back and forth. So I would have expected the track to be about that, but Drew in a new interview is revealing that, you know, the video I think will be kind of telling about who the diss is aimed towards, because she says in this interview on Big Homie's House Pod that she is going to be, the video is going to be dropping soon. She reveals that people will be shocked when the video debuts, and the Jasmine brand is asking, who do you think it is targeting? Let us know in the chatterization who you think Drew's diss track is aimed at. I'm interested in knowing. It seems like it would be Ralph, but maybe not. Maybe it's somebody else. I mean, who could it be? Ty. Why we never got an answer about that? If I were ever to interview Drew, I'd be asking about Ty. I don't know why nobody's asking about that. Or somebody should be asking Ty now that Ty's on Basketball Wives. They got to do some promo and some press. How about that? I'm still curious. Killing me softly. Anyway, let's move on. We need to talk about some tea that Dr. Heavenly spilled a couple of days ago. I did not get a chance to get all the way into the nuts and the bolts with this video, but this video is the video that just keeps on giving. Shout out to the Bravo Shade Room. Let me make sure I like this post. Dr. Heavenly doing the good work to keep us all informed. And remember when we saw Dr. G at the reunion for Married to Medicine, and he came into the room looking for everybody else, and nobody else was there. Dr. Heavenly reveals a couple of things. She says Dr. Gregory requested 2 security guards to be at the reunion with the purpose to isolate King, but it backfired. Let's talk about the purposes of isolating King. So she says that basically she learned that they were at, I guess, maybe a different hotel, or they were in some place that Dr. G and Sweet Tea were staying someplace different or something to that effect, right? And she says that it was requested that he have 2 security guards. He wasn't coming or going anywhere with 2 security guards, allegedly. Let me put the alleged badge up here, because I haven't heard this to be true on either on the other side, but I'm going by what she says here. So she says that. Then she also says that. So then that makes me wonder, like, why did he act so surprised when he got to the reunion that he was in a separate space? Because the way it comes across on the reunion is like, okay, HR made a decision, or whomever made a decision, that they would just be, that he would be separated from the rest of the guys, right? He looks surprised. So why did he look so surprised if he had a hand in doing that? Unless him having a hand in it really just meant that he was in need of 2 security guards and he expected to still be in the same room, in which case that backfired. And so King is then placed in the room with the rest of the men. Then Dr. Heavenly says that she feels like the network set Quad in, because she felt like this has been putting the network or the production company in a position where they have to choose one or the other, i.e. Quad or Sweet Tea, right? And Dr. G. And she says that she feels like the network sat Quad in front of her, I'm assuming on the reunion couch, to show their support for Quad. This is such an interesting scenario because I did wonder about the seating arrangement. And I did think it was interesting that Quad was seated in the seat beside Dr. Jackie, when I thought that that would have gone to Dr. Heavenly. Just because it seems like they provide a little bit of deference to the doctors and not necessarily the doctors' wives on that show. I'm not necessarily sure why. Um, because for me, if you don't have a lot going on, you shouldn't get to sit that you shouldn't get that seat, that first chair. The first chair should be always reserved, in my opinion, for the people who have the most going on, or the most to say, or the most compelling stories. And while I do feel like Dr. Jackie really represents, what being, uh, I mean, listen, if all the doctors are doctors, so I don't know that any one doctor represents medicine more than the other. So I don't necessarily understand why that couldn't have been Dr. Heavenly seated there, or it just doesn't make sense that it was Dr. Jackie to me. She don't have that much going on in this season. And, that's just how I see it. I mean, personally, from a show perspective, right? And it's no disrespect to Dr. Jackie. It's just about the story. Then, if that is the case, is that I mean, do you think that that's what the network was doing? They were showing like favoritism towards, I don't want to say favoritism because that's not the best term to use. They were showing more love to Quad by putting her first, and they were choosing that they were showing that they were choosing Quad. I don't know I don't know that I don't know. I'm not close to the production of that show or the network in that way to know, right? She would likely be more of that person because she is on the show, right? So what do you guys think? Do you feel like that's the case with Quad? I just thought that this was an interesting topic to talk about. And when I'm doing stories now, I try to find something that feels like an interesting take on, you know what I'm saying? Like an interesting perspective, or a different way of viewing a scenario that maybe we talked about before, but just in a different way, or some type of new intel or new information. Um, you know, just because I feel like it gives me something else to kind of like dive into and sink my teeth into. Next thing that she talks about is that Dr. Gregory is the one that asked Dr. Damon for patient referrals to help his practice. So she's saying that while Dr. Gregory is now refusing those patients after she tweeted what she tweeted about him being a Pedialyte, then he is now refusing those patients, which she provided screenshots for. She is saying that, well, he's punishing the patients. I mean, kind of somewhat, I'm paraphrasing, but that Dr. Damon cares about the patients. and it doesn't matter to him what type of patient population it is. She's saying that he cares more about the patients, and he is the person who is fighting for the patients. And she doesn't, I don't think she feels like Dr. Gregory really cares about those patients as much as Dr. Damon does, right? She goes into the backstory with that. Again, this is probably either on her YouTube page or her Patreon. I just kind of am cautious about, playing these types of things, especially because it belongs to somebody else. But she really does go into the nuts and bolts of her beliefs about the situation as it relates to who cares more about the patients. It's an interesting scenario because I don't necessarily know what types of patients per se they are, right? So in listening to kind of both sides discuss this, I would have to wonder if the patient types are patients that are maybe a bit more volatile. I really don't know. I have no idea what to think to make of this situation. And it's an interesting scenario because this is probably where in a dispute for the first time. It's not. I don't want to say the first time on the show, but it's interesting because a dispute on the show is now trickling down into the actual medicine of the show, which falls more in line with the type of drama that I would expect to see on a show called Married to Medicine. So I'm interested to see how this plays out. But let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. I just find it fascinating, these little aspects and nuances of how the drama on the show is now impacting the actual medicine that we are here to actually discuss. What do you think? Let us know in the comment section down below. And with that being said, I will catch you in the next video.